Our biology teacher blocked the door during a carbon monoxide evacuation and said anyone who left would get 0 on the midterm, worth 80% of our grade. When was your teacher too prideful to admit she was wrong? I was half asleep in Ms. Wellington's biology class when an evacuation announcement jolted me awake. Gas line rupture, carbon monoxide leak, building C, lethal concentrations, all student and staff evacuate immediately. We'd never practiced a drill like this. Survival instinct told us to just run, so that's what we did. But Ms. Wellington physically blocked the door with that face she only makes when she feels her authority being disrespected. Nobody leaves. We're in the middle of a project. She sounded like a pissed off DMV employee. Nobody scheduled an evacuation drill today. I tried to speak up. Ms. Wellington, you know this is a pathetic excuse to skip my class. Now get back to your seats, or you're all getting 0 on the midterm, worth 80%. We sat down and listened to her big ol' rant about lazy kids doing anything to get out of school. How her generations didn't have phones or iPads. This was the thing about Ms. Wellington. She was a drill sergeant for certain things and lazier than Patrick Star for others. She'd mark you wrong even if you were right if you didn't work the problem out her way, then turn around and stumble her way through an entire lesson because she had no preparation. Our class once coordinated and we all forgot what page we were on just to see if she paid attention to what she taught, and we spent the whole class trying to find the chapter. She stepped away from the door just long enough to grab her attendance clipboard. The PA crackled again, more urgent. This is not a drill. Carbon monoxide levels critical. Explosion risk. Evacuate now. See? Ms. Wellington actually smiled. They're overselling it. Carbon monoxide doesn't explode. It's odorless and colorless. Basic chemistry. One of the girls explained that gas and CO2 leaking together creates a massive explosion. I said, Ms. Wellington started, anyone who walks out that door fails this semester. Your parents will love explaining that to colleges. She positioned herself back at the door like a nightclub bouncer. Besides, if there really was carbon monoxide, we'd already be unconscious. You all look fine to me. Everyone slowly sat back down. Nobody wanted to risk their GPA. That's when Rick's nose started bleeding. Then Mackenzie put her head down, groaning about a headache. The PA basically screamed now. Building C evacuate immediately. Emergency services en route. This is not a drill. My head was starting to pound. That heavy, weird pressure behind your eyes. I looked out the window. The entire school was on the football field. Every other classroom was dark. We were the only light still on in the whole building. I yelled at Ms. Wellington, who took one look outside and with a full serious face said, gym class. The principal was literally on his phone, ringing her, pointing at our classroom, basically having a breakdown. Fire trucks were pulling up, but Ms. Wellington literally shut the blinds. Avoid distractions. Surprise pop quiz as punishment. She went to her drawer and took out a stack of papers. Jenny threw up on her paper right as it was handed to her. I remember seeing my buddy Mike literally pass out, just slumped over and hit the floor. That's when we couldn't take it. I stood up and started walking to the door, but Ms. Wellington got there first. She didn't just block it either. She locked it with a goddamn padlock. This coordinated performance is Oscar worthy. Did you all plan this on TikTok? The fake fainting? The vomiting? Anything to get out my class, huh? Our phones were going insane. My mom texted, news says carbon monoxide leak at your school. Are you safe? Then my boyfriend from building A. Everyone evacuated. Are you safe? The sirens outside weren't normal fire truck sirens anymore. It was that specific horn, the hazmat one. The one they only use when stuff is about to go really, really bad. This is obviously the administration trying to sabotage my tenure review, Wellington announced, like she'd solved a mystery. They know I have the highest fail rate. They want me gone. So they staged this elaborate hoax. Did you get special training to become this stupid, or are you a natural? Mackenzie yelled at Wellington. Young lady, I will. My dad's a firefighter. Mackenzie yelled over her. That's the catastrophic leak siren. We need to leave now. Sit down, Mackenzie, or... Mackenzie didn't let her finish. She grabbed a lab stool and started smashing the window. The glass was thick, but starting to crack. Ms. Wellington started screaming when everyone joined in smashing the window, but there was nothing she could do. The second that window broke, half the class scrambled to get out. The other half ran back to the unconscious students and started dragging them to safety. By the time everyone was out, Building D, literally 100 feet away from us, was on fire. 8 kids were unconscious from carbon monoxide poisoning. 3 ended up in the ICU.